Hey everyone, welcome back to the Data and AI with Mukundan show. Today we'll be talking about how you can use AI to create your own elevator pitch. You know, the one that you get asked to when you're in an elevator, for example. If someone asks you to tell you about yourself, give me like a 30-second overview about yourself. That's what an elevator pitch is, if you're not familiar with it, right? Have you ever had that moment where, someone really asks you, tell me about yourself, and your mind starts to blank immediately? Let's say you're in an interview, right? Interview with maybe the hiring manager, and you prepared for this question like hundreds of times over. But on the day of, let's say you are maybe in the middle of your work and you get switched on to this interview. So you had this interview in the middle of your work day, right? And then you had to do some context switching. And suddenly, if someone asks you, like, can you tell me about yourself? And you're just wondering, what was I doing before this? Oh, sorry, what did I learn? Oh, and it's so hard to context switch from what I was doing before. Oh man, I just got over like a really tough meeting. How do I get out of that, right? So how do I get out of that and focus on this? So there's those things, right? So tell me about yourself. Suddenly can feel like a world. The world is like on your shoulders. That's what it feels like at that moment, or at least to me, right? And your mind instantly blanks. So you can have so much preparation before the interview. You could be preparing for 3 to 4 weeks, not just for this interview. I mean, you don't get 3 to 4 weeks for an interview, but this could be, you've been applying for a while, you've been preparing for a while, so you've been having plenty of sleepless nights while you try to prepare, right? So not just interviews, it could be, let's say, an important presentation um, that you're walking into, but the audience doesn't know you in this presentation, right? And you're probably meeting them for the first time. So that kind of stuff. Or it could be while you are doing like an in-person interview, you are waiting in the lobby area and you meet somebody in the office who you might end up interviewing with later. This could be as part of your final round interviews, right? You end up meeting the whole team usually during this round. So you end up seeing them in the lobby area and then they ask you that question, tell me about yourself. So that kind of stuff can take you off guard even though you're prepared for it. And what it is it's just can be a lot of stress, especially if you're in a, if that meeting or that interview means a lot for your career. And you are trying to replay every answer, every possible answer in your mind, like what is the best way to say this, right? How do you basically answer this in a way so that like your career still advances and you are able to convince the interviewer or anybody whom you meet why you should be a great fit for the role, why you should be delivering this presentation in that important presentation, and why you matter. um and if you give like some vague answer or some off topic answer, here's what happens: people don't see the real you. Giving a generic answer doesn't really cut it. And I've had plenty of situations like that. So, let me tell you about some situations I've encountered in my life where I feel like I stumbled, right? So, this was during a recent panel interview I had. So, what happened there was it was one of the later stages of the interviews, and I was asked to present on an important, like my most important project that I've worked on in my career to this audience. And the most important project for your career means that you really, really know the ins and outs of this project. It is the project you probably know the best because you probably delivered the most impact from this, right? Or most likely, right? I mean, it could be cases where you haven't. you created the most impact, but you haven't done enough work on it. So that could be one case as well. But like this particular case, it was that I'd done the most work on it and it created the most impact. But on this occasion, I was asked to this deliver a presentation to this panel talking about this project. And one of the first questions before I even get into the presentation was, "Tell me about yourself." Right? That was one where and I felt like I really stumbled that one. It's like, I don't know how long I should go about it. What's the right way to say, how short should I say it? How long should I say it? So that was something that I was thinking about. So I guess it was a lack of preparation on my end, right? And eventually I didn't get the job since I'm talking about it in a negative sense. But yeah, obviously didn't get the job. But what I've learned from that is how I can make myself better, what I can do to make myself better, right? So that was one case. And then there was another one where I was a part of like a networking event, right? And then the people who were at this networking event, I guess at this point I would say people who mattered at this event were very smart, and like they would come up to you and they would talk to you and they'd ask like, "Hey, so tell me about yourself," and I'd like ramble on, say two or three things, and then like completely go off topic. Or even those two, three things which I did say, they weren't like super memorable, right? Sure, like I mean, I'm a nice guy, so not like saying I'm not saying that I made somebody uncomfortable. It's just I don't think I made an impression, right? Yeah, so they looked for an opening. I felt like at some point, and then they did leave. So it wasn't great, right? So that was, I mean, that obviously I was lost opportunity because I don't think I was able to connect to a level where maybe I got their business card, but it didn't really mean to anything. Tried reaching out after asking for, any openings in their company, and if there were any openings, just wanted to try to see if I could reach out to them, but there was nothing that they could do, right? And really hear back anything from them. So that was a missed opportunity as well. So, and another one which was like, there was a lot of tech issues when I was on my Zoom call the other day. I was having a lot of internet connectivity issues. Specifically, my Wi-Fi was not working the way I wanted it to. So yeah, and then I was trying to like convey myself, and it's just something that did not work in my favor. Like, neither in my phone also, right? So I guess I was just in a bad internet area because I was not in my home office where I normally am, and I was just maybe I think I was at a cousin's place at the time. So it wasn't it was very spotty internet, right? But that being said, like, so that kind of tech issues threw me off as well, and it was a bit difficult to come out of it and just like focus on the actual interview questions. So eventually we did end up rescheduling that interview, but I felt like, yeah, I mean, it's just something I wish could have gone better. So I did feel so bad. I think the next round did kind of okay, still get through. So yeah, that was again a missed opportunity. Also, so these were like some cases where I felt like I was asked to speak about myself like in 30 seconds or roughly that, and I wasn't able to. So it was a lot of self-doubt, self criticism started creeping in during this time, and a lot of nagging. So which I felt like I had the skills, but I'm not able to communicate what I did. Um, so this was what was happening. So I wanted to do something about this. Well, obviously, like this is holding you back. And one day I just decided, well, what if? And this is, I mean, this is not even at a time when I'm like interviewing. But this is just something whenever a time arises. But I have to do this. And I'm thinking, well, since I'm building a lot of AI apps, what if I can build one to pitch myself in an elevator, like have an elevator pitch ready for me. So that was an idea that I was thinking about, and it felt like it could be done. I made so many apps before. Why not this? Why not take myself to the next level? So many rejection emails, financial pressures, and the flash of hope you get after an interview is done. Like, oh, you know what? I'm still in with a chance because I didn't get a rejection. Well, I just gave the interview, so I'm not gonna get the rejection right the next second. But I mean, it'll be coming soon if I don't speak about myself the way I'm supposed to. So that's why I wanted to do something about this and um, just relieve my stress, right? Had a lot of doubts in this time, as you can figure out by the conversation I'm having so far. And what I wanted to see was like, how do I make it past this? I just wanted to get past the what if it fails voice and felt like doing this kind of AI for an elevator pitch. That should be the next step here. So here's what I did. I tried to think what can I do? What can I do to you know relieve myself of the stress? So a few weeks ago, I just decided, well, let me think through. So this just keep in mind at this time, I'm not looking for jobs, but it's something that if I was looking, then obviously that ideas come to me. But like if you're not looking actively, it does take a while to come up with it. So anyway, but I still came up with it after maybe spending a week or so on it. When the spent a lot of time coding, and eventually you had to see what the prompt was that made sense, right? And when other prompts did not, like what AI prompt makes sense, what AI prompt does not. And the coding is tough, but like with these days with AI, it's definitely easier, but you still have to think through what exact solution you want, what kind of problem you want to solve, how you want the code to look like, how you want everything to look like, right? So that kind of thing you still need to train AI, obviously. And finally, just build this app, right? And it was a cool Python based app. I used Python and Streamlit, which is like a Python based front end library, which helps you to write very easy code to display your code on the front end, right? Like, so let's say you build an app, everything that you see on the front end would be based on Streamlit and not like some JavaScript or anything. Streamlit is so easy. I don't know what's being used in the backend. Maybe it's JavaScript being used in the backend, but Streamlit is so easy to use because I personally don't know coding, so Streamlit helps in that aspect. And if you've heard my other episodes so far, you'll probably notice that I've been using Streamlit a lot, and I did in this example as well. So when I built this app, it was again a simple app, but like the prompt was what mattered here. Here is what I tried with the app, and I asked a couple of my friends to give me their opinion, like what kind of questions should try with, what kind of AI pitches would they like to see, and they gave me some ideas, but like I think eventually just went with the ones I asked ChatGPT. I mean the app itself, which uses AI on the back end. I asked that AI itself to give me three prompts, right? Like I'm just asking. Got some ideas from my friends. One of us was like a marketing analyst, one was seeking a transition to product management, and one was like a founder of an edtech startup back home. So there's like three different cases which I saw, and I was asking the AI itself, right? Keep saying ChatGPT, but it technically means AI. Asking some friends for ideas, and eventually I asked ChatGPT or whatever this AI is for ideas. And the AI gave me some good ideas. So one was, it said recent grad seeking a marketing analyst role. And here's what it said. It said, "Hi, I'm Priya, a marketing analytics grad with hands-on experience in social media campaigns. In my internship at company X, I built a dashboard that increased ad spend efficiency by 22%. I'm passionate about data-driven storytelling and want to mission-driven brands like yours reach Gen Z audiences. My goal is to join your marketing team and translate data into actionable insights that grow your community. Let's connect to explore how I can contribute." So now you can see that was one example there, right? So it gave you an example of how Priya, who's a marketing analytics graduate, can talk to a potential future hiring manager or any hiring manager for that matter, right? How she can pitch herself in interviews. So gives that internship experience, what kind of impact she made in that internship, what her passion is, and why she wants to join this company, right? So that kind of stuff in this first example, and then another example it spit out was a mid-career software engineer transitioning to product management. So it said, "Hi, I'm Alex, a senior software engineer who has spent 8 years building scalable SaaS platforms. And over the last year, I led a team, cross-functional team to launch a features pipeline that boosted revenue by 15%. After interviewing users and collaborating with designers, I fell in love with product strategy. I'm now pursuing a product manager role where I can blend my technical expertise with user empathy to deliver products that delight customers. And I'd love to discuss how my engineering background can help bridge tech and business at your company." So that was another example. And the third one is a founder pitching an edtech startup. So this was, "Hi, my name is Sam, and I'm the founder of, you know, company whatever ABC, and an AI powered platform that powers personalized study plans for college students. While tutoring underserved students, I saw how one size fits all courses leave learners behind. Our beta users improved their grades by 30% with our adaptive system. I'm raising seed funding to scale, hire more engineers, and partner with universities. Together, we can democratize. I mean, this is raising seed funding to scale some company, and again, it's like a made up company. Hire more engineers and partner with universities. So, this is the stuff that AI came up with. And it said, like, also together we can democratize education and close achievement gaps. So, this is the stuff that AI comes up with, and it is just focusing on a lot of different things. So the three different examples it gave you, but it's very interesting, right? How these different tones for these different kinds of people would help them progress in their careers. So I tried using this AI pitch in one of those work presentations I had. I was meeting with an unknown audience, and it's a bit different than when you're giving an interview because this is like, these are people at your company, so you don't need to give them like a super intense one. You just want like a basic 15 to 30-second one, just knowing what you do and where you are, where do you come from, so that kind of stuff, right? What your experiences is. Just keep it very high level. It's not like I have to tell them like, you worked on SQL a lot, even though that's something I do a lot. So yeah, this was an interesting experience, but I asked AI to give me that presentation, and what it came up with was very interesting. It just said, "Hi, I'm Mukundan. I've been a data analyst for like over a period of time. I've worked across startups and big companies, and what I like about the team here is how everybody is like so fast paced and agile. So that is really continues to motivate me every day, and seeing a very collaborative team. So that kind of stuff that AI told, right? So very simple. and I'm excited to like meet with all of you, discuss topic X. You seen that was like pretty simple as well. So let's take a quick ad break here. Have you ever tried to do podcasting? Have you ever tried to start your own podcast? When I first started, I actually was not even planning to become a podcaster until maybe August or September of last year, of 2024. And when I first started, like I didn't know what I was gonna do. I tried different platforms, um, and eventually I landed with rss.com. Couple of months into my podcasting journey, I came across rss.com, and rss.com has been amazing. It has helped me migrate from an old podcasting network into a new one. And why I migrated to rss.com? Because they have an amazing distribution network. So you're able to publish your podcast to platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Deezer.com, and plenty of others. And it also enables you to connect with YouTube. Why I recommend rss.com as your first podcasting network is because it allows you now to make money from your podcast even though you have very less audience. So let's say you just have an audience of, you just have 10 downloads a month. They allow you to start earning through their new paid program. So the paid program is programmatic ads inserted dynamically. So basically, they have ads which are dynamically inserted into your podcast, and you can start making money right away. So if you want to start making money from your podcast with very less downloads and with practically no audience, 10 downloads is really no audience. Join now for RSS. So please know that I am a affiliate partner of RSS.com. So if you make a purchase through RSS.com, please know that I'm an affiliate partner of RSS.com. If you make a purchase through my link, you'll help support the show through an ex through no you'll help support this you'll help support the show through no extra cost to you. So join RSS.com today to start earning from your podcast, especially if you're a small especially if you're in the early stages. Another platform that I want to talk about was cider.ai. So this is for research. This is to help you keep researching about more topics. If you want to come up with more topics for your podcast, if you want to do more research about those topics, look no further than cider.ai. It's the tool helping students, job seekers, founders keep learning about different things that's coming up in their field, whatever they're doing. Cider.ai is perfect for this. I've used it for a ton of my research. It helps summarize, it helps ask questions and answers from data for everything. For me, it's been a perfect partner, and I hope it will be for you as well. Join cider.ai today. That is also my affiliate partner. So, if you make a purchase, you will be supporting the show through no extra cost to you. So, if you try this, there's like a link to build it yourself, this elevator pitch. Here's what I wanted to do next. Like I mentioned, there's a blog post link which has the code of how you can implement this elevator pitch AI for your own needs. And I'll attach the prompt as well below in the show notes. I would invite you to maybe try the code by yourself. And if you don't want to try the code, just use the prompt. Right, the prompt is just easy. I would ask you to just send before and after stories of your pitches. What happens before you try the prompt and what happens after you try those prompt. So I just like to thank you all for listening in for another episode of Data and AI with Mukundan. Please know that AI interviews, isn't replacing you. Maybe you have some AI based interviews, but it's not supposed to replace you. This is supposed to help you develop yourself. That's all for today, and thank you for spending time with me on another episode.